would be up waiting for you if you had to leave. I would wait a lifetime if you were at sea. I just wanna say that I feel that our love is real. Maybe we should hurry up and seal the deal. Take you there. I would give it all away to do it all again. Make our love a story that would never end. Never thought I'd feel so alive looking in your eyes. I just wanna love you till the day I die. Oh, oh, I just wanna love you right. Oh, oh, love you till the end of time. I just wanna hold you for forever. Every day you're making me better, 'cause I love take you there. If I'm gonna love somebody, I just wanna love you. If I'm gonna love somebody, I just wanna love you. If I'm gonna love somebody, I just wanna love you. If I'm gonna love somebody, I just wanna love you. Oh, oh, I just wanna love you right. Oh, oh, love you till the end of time. I just wanna hold you for forever. Every day you're making me better, 'cause I love like this.
Hello everyone. Happy Tuesday. Happy almost Thanksgiving for those of us who are in the United States. For our Canadian neighbors to the north, you already had your Thanksgiving last month, but you can always live vicariously. There's never a wrong time for pie, in my opinion, which is what we're going to talk about tonight. I know that turkey is, the centerpiece, but I'm all about the pie. Jules and company are definitely about the pie. In fact, one of the things I love about this time of year, especially in terms of writing a foodie mystery that revolves around a bake shop, is watching real bake shops. Those pie orders start in like September. And especially this year, like everything sold out. The farmer's market had this plea this morning for like, if you need a last minute pie, get here bright and early because they are going to be gone immediately. Okay, so this year for pie though, Lynn, I would love to ship pies. If only we could find a way to really like ship baked goods and have them last and be delicious. That's always the challenge, isn't it? Last year, because of COVID, it was just the three of us. So I decided to make little mini pies and we filled them with a variety of toppings because why not, right? We didn't have much else going on. And it was so much fun because with a whole pie, depending on how many people are there and if you've eaten too much for the main meal, a lot of times those whole pies do not get consumed in our house. So this is going to be a new tradition. So this is something positive for me that came out of the pandemic. I'm going to do the same thing. I think I'm going to make 5 kinds of filling, and then I'm just making my pie crust and putting it in little tins. So it's almost like a combination between a pie and like a little mini tart. I'm going to do a chocolate cream. I'm going to do, yeah, I know, scratch and sniff. I still want that book. Oh my gosh, Lillian, I feel you so hard on that. I'm going to do chocolate cream. I'm going to do pumpkin. I'm doing mincemeat for my dad because he is a traditionalist. He's the only one who will eat mincemeat, but we'll have it. Pecan and a Marionberry here in Oregon. So I'm super excited. Beth is on the live. Beth mentioned something on social earlier today about sugar cream. I need to know about sugar cream pie. It's always fascinating to me because, you know, depending where you are in a region, your style of pie might be different. So I love hearing about, especially like all the Southern pies, and yeah, it's good stuff. Is there anyone who hates pie? This might not be the live for you tonight, or maybe we can just like murder the pie. I don't know. Lisa, do it. It was so much fun. And then it was like, you know, you can sample because the ones I made were like, literally, I did the mini muffin tins with pie crust. So if you wanted to like try 2 or 3 of them, it would be the equivalent of having 1 slice of the regular pie. So there you go. I think it's a super fun idea. And then it just looked cute. I'll try to take a picture. It looked cute. Joseph, you're seeing a lot of half pies this year. I can see that totally. Or you're selling a lot of half pies. Yeah. I love the idea of a half pie too, a mix or match. Or the other thing that's all over social, I don't know if anyone's tried this. I have not done this, but maybe this is something I'm going to have to do for a future bake shop, are the slab pies, you know, where you do it on a full cookie sheet and then you divide it into sections. It's like the same concept. Cherry, your mom makes a buttermilk pie. Ooh, that's probably along the same lines of maybe Beth's sugar cream. Su Yin, you're making a carrot cake. Oh, that's great. Julie, mincemeat, the mincemeat that
This is a great question.
This is a great question. All of the kids are like, no, Papa, like, mincemeat traditionally did have meat in it. You know, most of the original pies were meat-based. In fact, that's going to be part of our trivia tonight. So if you're really paying attention, you're going to be ahead of the game. Pies were really usually savory to begin with. And they would add in some sweets like some raisins and dates and spices because the meat did not always stay fresh. And so that was a way to sort of disguise that perhaps the meat wasn't smelling so delicious.
Spiced rotten meat.
Spiced rotten meat. Sugar cream is big in Indiana. Okay, yeah, I know. I'm gonna look it up. I have to look it up. Sugar, just the name of it. It sounds like something like, I want a sugar cream pie.
It's giving me flashbacks.
Oh, Joseph, yeah, I think you talked about this before with your Costco days. 1,000 pumpkin pies this week.
Yeah, that sounds about right.
Tell me if you want me to murder a pumpkin pie, if we need like that theme for a future book. Remember, there is going to be a Halloween bake shop, so maybe there's somehow pumpkin involved. I absolutely love, like Suyin, I love the idea of embracing whatever works for you too as a tradition. Like there's no reason that you have to have pie if you love carrot cake. Like do whatever you want. Chocolate lasagna and almond joy cookies. Jamie, whoo! You are bringing it next level. I am here for that. Okay, sugar cream is heavy cream, sugar, vanilla. So it's basically like a sugar custard in a pie crust. Yeah, all right. I'm down for that. Annette, you're going to make your own mincemeat next year. Is that going to be with or without the actual meat? That's my main question to you. French cranberry apple pie, Brenda. That sounds amazing. That definitely sounds like something that Jules would have at the bake shop for sure. Definitely. David Letterman used to visit the shop with his mom. Oh, no way. Find out which pie she had baked for Thanksgiving. That's good. Oh, that's so great. I know. I'm with you, Karen. Sweets are my downfall too. Hence why we're going to talk all about pie tonight. I just thought it would be fun. So one of our other family traditions is doing a lot of games over any holiday. And so trivia is always one of my favorite go-tos. I do have a game planned. Well, actually, Sky Guy, the teen, put together a whole leaderboard and all of the games that we're going to compete with one another with. And then there are going to be prizes. But additionally, I found this candy cane game that we're going to play that could
This is going to be
involve bloodshed.
We're going to have to film it.
We'll try to film it. Basically, you put a candy cane on your finger and you have to have your other hand behind your back. So you can't use another hand as any sort of like defensive weapon. And you run around and you see who can have the candy cane stuck to their finger the longest. And I think my niece is going to win. My littlest niece, I have a feeling. She's cutthroat. And she's shorter than everybody, so she's going to be able to dart between people. I don't know. Could get bloody. Could be craziness in the Alexander household over the holiday weekend. I'll keep you posted. But anyway, I thought it would be fun to do some pie-based trivia tonight, just as a way to kick off the festive week and see where it goes. Let's see.
Is the candy cane wrapped?
The candy cane is wrapped, although I should read the rules again. It would probably make it harder if it's not wrapped, right? Because it would be a bit more slippery. You could lick it and
stick it to your finger.
Oh, that could be a disaster.
I mean, wait, I didn't say that out loud. Not that I would do that.
I make mocha brownies for Thanksgiving. Brownies with coffee, cream, topping almonds, and chocolate shavings. Melmac, I'm coming over. That sounds amazing.
Yum.
Delicious. And again, something that Tort would be serving, which is always like my go-to of where I want to be. All right, so let's see. Without further ado, shall we get straight to trivia? I enjoyed doing research for this. I always, as you know, can find myself very captivated by potential research. But before I get into the actual trivia questions, I did have to share this one tidbit that I learned, that there wasn't really a way to work it in as a trivia question. But I think it's such a gem that I have to save it for a future book, or I fully embraced anyone else taking this concept. Because while I was searching for fun pie facts, I discovered that there was a man who robbed a bank with pie. Yeah, you heard me right on that. He robbed a bank with pie. So you might be asking yourself, how? Like the first thing that came to mind when I read the headline before I did a deeper dive and read the entire article about this was like, I was imagining, like a traditional bank robber coming in and like throwing pies in the teller's faces or something. No. Does anyone know this story before I get into it? Let's see. Pumpkin pie, yes. A bank robbery with pie. It totally needs to go in a book, Jerry. It's definitely. Lenora, why would you waste pie? I know. Do not waste a good pie. Come on. What are you thinking? Ooh, Fonda, a recipe for salted caramel upside down pie? That does sound delicious.
Yeah, this was my guess too.
He hit a gun. Yeah. Okay. That seems like a possibility, right? You're going to pull the gun out of the pie. Right. Yeah. He used rancid mincemeat. Julie, totally. Yeah. See, we need to do another collaboration just with this concept.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, no, this is what he did. He came into the bank. He had a bag that he claimed had a bomb in it. So, of course, he robbed the bank. They cleared out the bank. They, brought in the bomb squad and everything. In the bag, it wasn't a bomb. It was a bunch of McDonald's apple hand pies. So there you go. That's your little.
That was the best smelling bomb ever.
That's right. If you need some sort of like palate cleanser and or just a discussion point, I know Thanksgiving can be a touchy time, perhaps with family dynamics. If your family table is one in which it's easier to not go into world issues, perhaps, then that's a story for you. Like when in doubt, go back to pie. Pie is always the answer. All right. Okay. So here we go. Let's go to our first trivia question. Oh, this is a good one. I actually didn't know this one and I would not have guessed this answer. Does anyone know when pie was invented? And I'll give you a hint. It was not at Tort, my fictional bake shop. Use fruitcake the next time, Judy, right? He must have been in Florida. Oh, no, Marty. You poor Florida. You get all the bad luck with the headlines, always. Karen, those apple pies at McDonald's are delicious. So funny. I mean, and they're not big, right? So it had to be quite a few in the bomb bag. Does it have anything to do with Betsy Ross? Oh, that's a good guess. Renee, Egyptian times, 1900s, 1600s. Yeah, for some reason for me, I knew like Shakespeare with the hand pies and everything. I was thinking sort of like that Elizabethan era, and I know like, again, going back to the mincemeat, it was often like something that farmers would use when they were working in the fields all day. You would wrap the meat in the pie because then you have a vessel to carry it out to your work. But no, it was actually much earlier. Pies can be traced back to 6000 BC when Egyptian bakers, well done, Renee, when Egyptian bakers incorporated nuts, honey, and fruit into dough, which also, like, how delicious does that just sound on its own? I can totally picture an Egyptian pastry with like nuts and fresh honey and delicious fruit. Yeah, long, long ago. So good. 800 AD. Yeah, that's good. Maybe it's an apple pie for Betsy Ross and you got nothing. So good, right? Who knew? Those Egyptians, they were way ahead of their time. They were culinary experts and we did not even know it. It's just amazing. All right. There is a town in America known for its pies. Who knows where this particular town is? I know it is an ancient pie, right, Sue? Isn't that amazing? How do you add meat into that equation? I don't know, Jamie. It's a good question, isn't it? How do you add meat into that equation? I just have like this beautiful picture of like pies in the desert then with Egypt back in the day. Wisconsin, Hershey, that's a good guess, Cherry, with like the whole chocolate thing. Apple Hill in California. Boston. Julie, fun fact, did you know that Boston cream pie is technically not a pie, it's a cake? I need to look up why. I feel like actually I might have talked about this in a bake shop, but now whatever nugget that was has eluded me. California, Pennsylvania, Rosemary, you're close. In Arizona, it is somewhere out west. Yes. Lillian, you got it. Yes, Pie Town, New Mexico. Ooh, well done. I had never heard of Pie Town. It is in New Mexico, and now that is top of my list of where I need to visit. I actually have never been to New Mexico. It's someplace that I have always wanted to visit anyway, and we're not that far.
It's relatively close, yeah.
Yeah, exactly. We need a road trip, tech guy. We'll go get some pie. We'll see some amazing art. Yeah. Jamie, Boston cream pie is a cake. It is a cake. It's officially a cake. Yeah.
Your life is a lie.
Your entire life is, as you know it. This is proof that you're living in the Matrix probably too. But yeah, it's a cake. Sorry. It's a cake with a cream custard and a chocolate topping. So now somebody's going to have to look up how that came to be. Tour retreat. Yes, let's all go. We'll road trip. We'll have pie. Yeah, I absolutely want to go. Esther, your husband's from New Mexico. Okay, tell him that we're coming. I don't know if he has pie at his house, but no, I'm just kidding. Okay, let's see. Oh, this one is fascinating to me. Joseph, you might know the answer. How many pies are sold in American grocery stores? So specifically grocery stores each year. I don't think the statistics, was from the Pie Foundation. I also love, is my mic, oh, sorry. I love that there's a National Pie Foundation. I need to be part of that somehow. I like that they track this statistic, but I don't think this includes like small family bake shops or pie shops like a Tort. Okay, so
a couple 2 millions.
Some 2 millions, a million. Rosemary, I think they did a piece on CBS Sunday Morning about Pie Town. Well done with the pun too. I like that. A slice. Chris.
Oh.
Susan, you know your pie. You know your pie facts. You got it. Approximately 186 million pies a year. Can we just take a second to digest that? 186 million. Like my first guess was 1 million or 3 million as well. That is so many pies. I mean, now granted, that's a year. So the statistic wasn't for Thanksgiving specifically, but nonetheless, 186 million pies a year is a whole lot of pie. Whew. I can't even believe that, right? Right, Sabina? Wow. I mean, like, oh my goodness. How would you even begin to start with that much pie? I have no idea. 186 million. Now I want to know, did you know that answer or did you look it up? Cheating is always fine in our style of trivia because this is just for fun. And, maybe sometimes there's some light murder thrown in. Yeah, Joseph, can you imagine if you had to pack all of those pies? Oh my gosh. Right. Karen, comfort. Yeah. All of our baking during COVID, can you imagine? Those numbers have probably doubled or tripled. Also in terms of sourdough and like anything that has to do with baking is probably like exponentially off the charts now. It's so true. I know. This is why there's a Pie Foundation, Beth. It's what we never knew we needed. We did not know that we needed a National Pie Foundation, but with 186 million pies just in grocery stores. So then this is where sometimes my brain just needs to stop. Like, it doesn't matter. This is just a useless fact. But hopefully, again, I'm providing you some fun information that should there be tension around your family table and or just a lull in conversation, you could be like, hey, so does anybody happen to know how many pies are sold at grocery stores? But my head started to go to, like, even just here in Ashland, which is a relatively small town in a relatively small state in terms of population, we probably have what, like, I don't know, 10 or 12 places that are selling whole pies for Thanksgiving, not including then like the farmer's market and all of the bigger Rogue Valley. And those numbers aren't included in 186 million. So, whoo, how many steps do we need? Yeah, we need to move a lot in order to combat all those pie calories. Okay. Oh, I love this one. Does anyone know what was the crust of a pie originally known as in England? So just the crust. The crust originally was known as a different word. In this is specific to being in the UK. Okay. Yeah. And I'll give you a hint. It ties into our discussion tonight.
Well, people are thinking about that. That last one was that was just pies bought in a store, not homemade pies.
Yeah, right. No, that doesn't include, exactly. No, that doesn't include homemade pies, and it doesn't include like independently owned family bake shop pies. And it probably doesn't also include like the big pie chains, like Sherry's and all of the places where you would go for Thanksgiving and also buy a pie. We're just talking grocery stores for that number. I'm astounded. A pasty. And I love pasties. In fact, just the other night, 2 nights ago, the tech guy made delicious pasties. So good. So good. Lots of people are guessing pasties. Rock apple pie. Oh, yeah, Joseph, I've also heard of the mock apple pie made with Ritz crackers. Someone was just talking about that today, which is so fascinating to me. I have never tried that before, but I would love to give that one a shot. Like, does it actually taste like apples? Like, how does the cracker end up tasting like an apple? I'm so confused. Lillian, yes. Woo, you all are bringing it tonight. It was originally known as a coffin, not spelled the same as our modern coffin, but with a Y.
Yeah, she got it right.
You got it right. According to your husband knows. Is your husband British, or does he just happen to know his pie facts? I like the little coffin emoji you added.
If there's an emoji, I have to use it.
I love it. The Ritz pie is really good, Susan. And you knew the crust was a coffin too. Yeah. Jamie, pasties mean something way different, right? Not those. I think that's pasties. I think it might be spelled the same, but you might pronounce those pasties. And a pasty is a British hand pie that's made more with like a short crust. It's like a buttery.
Yeah, there's a lot of butter.
There's a lot of butter. They are delicious, but it's a lot of butter, and they're typically savory. Like the one you made, it had what, like butternut squash and chicken and herbs, and yeah. No, he's just a smarty pants. Good job. Tell him I'm impressed. Way to go. I did not know that, even as a mystery writer, a coffin. I'm definitely going to find a way to work that into a book, and we will all know that that's our little secret. Karen, I think it makes sense too, because, it's like, oh, yeah, it's wrapped in there. Hopefully there's not a body, but we were talking about dead
but there was
meat,
rotting
so
meat.
Yeah,
So,
exactly.
Yeah, there you go. Yikes. This is going south.
I know, we're
Yeah.
going off the rails quickly. Sorry. I love that you all know these though. It's so much fun. Okay. What is the most popular pie flavor in America?
This is going to be.
I know.
Everybody's going to get
My
this.
apologies to our Canadian, Australian, French viewers. I know we have people from all over the world, and I apologize because these are just American facts tonight. Coffin pie is perfect for a murder mystery, isn't it, Sabina? Coffin is where the mincemeat goes to die, Renee. Totally. I'm seeing a lot of apples right out of the gate. We're going strong with apple. We've got a few pumpkins in the mix. A cherry. I like it. I'll leave you out of your misery. It is definitely apple, 100% apple. Now, what would be interesting is if you looked at that from an international perspective, is apple still number one, or does something else take the cake or take the first place trophy when it comes to pie? Pumpkin, believe it or not, was second, followed then by chocolate, and I think berry was after chocolate. But apple is like quintessential Americana, you think all, and of course, being from the Northwest, we have a penchant for apple pie, of course, because we live in apple country. Oh my gosh, Joseph. Yeah. So I never knew about cheese on pie until you and like everyone here from the Midwest. I had no idea that was a thing. It's definitely not something that is traditional here in the Northwest. But once I tried it, oh my gosh, of course, like how perfect is that pairing? Because you have the like sharpness and the tartness of the apples with a hint of sweet and then the cheese. And it makes sense too, because, if you're putting together some sort of like charcuterie board, you're definitely going to have like fruits and cheeses mixed together. But we are clearly behind the times out here in the Pacific Northwest because that's not very common. It's only my Midwest friends. Michelle, my Canadian husband, says poutine is his favorite pie. I mean, you can't go wrong with poutine. Bring on some fries. Could you do a fry pie? You could probably make a poutine pie somehow. Maybe it's like you like crush the fries as the base into a pie. Oh, we might have to try this. Into a shell, and then you fill it with all of the deliciousness of the gravy and the juicy bits. I love it. Now we all need pie tonight, right? I think in terms of cheese, you're supposed to do a cheddar. Am I right about that, Joseph? Sharp cheddar, right, Sue? Okay, thanks, Sue. Yeah, it's a cheddar. That's what I tried after our conversation. Your family always did it, Annette, a good cheddar. Yeah, you don't want something that's a bad cheddar, right? And you want it to have a bit of a bite, I'm guessing, because that's that balance of the fruit and the savory. My mom's dad had cheese with his apple pie. Love it. Oh, so good. Martha Stewart has a wonderful apple pie recipe that uses a cheddar crust. Karen, I'm going to have to look that up. So I wonder if, do you grate the cheddar into the crust, or is it like almost like a quesadilla, like a crispy? Well, I mean, if it's Martha Stewart's recipe, it can't be bad. Johnny Rockets.
It's like black top.
What's Johnny Rockets?
It must be like black top.
Oh, okay. Has an apple pie shake, or they used to. Yeah, we don't have a Johnny Rockets, Melmac. Is it like are they the funky shakes with a slice of pie?
A slice of pie on exactly. Top,
yeah, give me that sugar. I love it. No poutine for you. Okay. Oh, this one was fascinating. How much did the world's most expensive pie cost? And as a bonus, where was it made? I will tell you with this was kind of like the story that I stumbled across with the bank robber who robbed a bank with McDonald's hand pies. This whole concept also seems like something that could go into some sort of a book because it seems so outlandish. Rosemary, whipped cream, and ice cream. Yeah, cheese is a solid no for you. We tend to have like whipped cream, ice cream here. In fact, I'm always curious about my dad is a purist, so you hand whip the cream yourself. He won't even use my KitchenAid mixer. He wants to do it by hand. I saw this thing where you can also do it in the blender. But then of course the kids just want the ready whip out of the can. But cheese is not a staple for sure. Pie blended with vanilla ice cream. Oh, that's the
Johnny Rockets.
Okay, all right. Yum. I'm down with that. Okay, do we have any guesses on this? Sue Smith, some New York or LA restaurant for, like $500,000. 350, 10K. We're pretty close there. Vegas, 20K. France, Renee guesses. New York, no. Okay, so we're going to go to the other side of the world. The most expensive pie made in recent times was $9,000. It was made at the Lord Dudley Hotel in Sydney, Australia. Listen to what it was filled with. 2 premium beef steaks, 2 rock lobsters, black truffles, 2 bottles of wine, and then the top of it was dusted with 24 karat gold leaf. Okay, I have so many questions about this. Starting with how do you even begin to cut into this pie? And did the connoisseurs of said pie actually eat it? Was it good? Nope, right? I don't think it's for me either. It sounds murderous. I know. I'll just take my plain old apple with our cheddar or a nice slap of whipped cream on it. So much here. I need a lot more information. And if this finds its way into a book, I'm not going to attempt to make it. I'm also so curious about the wine bottles, because then it's I get the super expensive meats and everything and truffles, but then the wine throws me off. Rich people don't eat pie. They stare at it and talk about, right. It'd be a lot of well, did you know that my pie last night? No, ginger, it does not sound good, does it? I like a savory pie. It's like our pasties that we were talking about now. Thanks a lot, Jamie. I have pasties in my head. Our pasties that we were talking about, like a savory pie or like a quiche. Yes, but
anybody who buys a $9,500 pie was driven to the restaurant in a $500,000 car.
That's right. So. Didn't we do that last night?
Yeah.
What are you talking about? That's our real Thanksgiving plan. Spoiler alert, everyone.
Oh, yeah. I would cry.
Mm-hmm. Michelle, the red to tenderize the beef, it could be, but the way that the article was written, it said bottles of wine, which made me think physical bottles. But you're right. I suppose it could, but that'd be so much liquid in a pie that I got the sense, now I'm going to have to go back and look at it, but I got the sense from what I gleaned in reading the article that the bottles were part of the pie.
The bottles themselves?
That's what the article made it sound like. But
see, that rich people are crazy.
Ooh, Amy, I love a good shepherd's pie. I know, Suya. Now we have a mystery of how did they make this pie? I'm gonna have to find a picture of it. And
do you know how big it was?
No, there wasn't a picture that accompanied the article. And to be honest, I was so into pulling together research questions, I just moved on.
That's actually true.
Oh my gosh, Joseph, that's perfection. Totally. We have to have Richard Lord have some fake, but he'd have the cheap version of it with imitation crab, but claim that he had. Yes, I love that idea. I'm so down with that. Okay, I thought this would be a fun little twist on our trivia. The National Pie Foundation can match your personality type with what kind of pie you would be drawn to. So let's see if you get this right. Here are your choices. Would you describe yourself as loving? It's funny that that's just one, but okay. And then if you're funny and independent, you cannot also be loving, just FYI, apparently. Okay, would you describe yourself as loving? Would you describe yourself as funny and independent? How about thoughtful and analytical? And your last personality trait is realistic and compassionate. Depending on what choice you make, we're going to see if the pie matches your personality. Jennifer, rich people are crazy. Yeah, they are. Michelle, it sounds like a suicide pie. Yeah, I know. Renee, I would 100% take that and buy books, or so many more things you could do. Someone could probably feed an entire town with that much money. Let's be real. Brenda, was it auctioned off to inflate the price? I feel bad that I didn't do a farther look into this particular story.
People have questions.
I
They
know,
wanna know.
I have questions too. I was so focused on putting together our trivia list. We'll circle back. We'll circle back on this. I promise. I'll do some more looking. Okay, let's see. Loving, thoughtful, cubic zirconia in it for Richard Lords, totally. Thoughtful. I love your choices. I know, Marty, these are tough. It's like I'm funny and independent. You have to pick one or the other. You got to go all in for this one. Or maybe you like both pies. That could also probably be an option. Okay, let's see. I feel like we need a drum roll for this. Is your pie choice going to match your personality? Oh. Here we go. Okay, if you chose loving, then you love chocolate cream. Yes or no? Funny and independent personality types are fans of pumpkin. This has to be true, too. Thoughtful and analytical personalities like pecan, which is actually how I would describe you, tech guy.
Yep.
And that's your favorite pie.
That is my favorite pie. Although I've seen several mentions of chocolate pecan pie here, and that is technically my favorite because it's a toss-up, really. I mean, traditional pecan pie, and by the way, it's pecan, not pecan. I know half the people on here are going to say I'm saying it wrong, but it's pecan. At least out here, I know.
It's true.
We talk weird.
And realistic and compassionate, you would get apple. What do we think?
Cherry says wildly inaccurate.
I match my pie, pumpkin all the way. All right, Rosemary, I would agree. Spot on. Okay. Let's see. Shauna, not so much. I have to say my favorite pie is not on this list. But if I had to choose, I would go with chocolate cream. And I consider myself a loving person. Pecan, Chris. The tech guy's so happy that he's got everyone in his camp. I'm not a pecan fan, but I like to make it for the tech guy. Although chocolate.
Faith knows.
Yeah.
Pecan.
Pecan. My favorite pie is actually a peach pie. I love a peach pie. And peach pie didn't make the list. So if your favorite pie didn't make the list, then I think you just make up your favorite personality trait and you match it to your pie. I would also love to know, speaking of stories.
Just made some today. Whoa.
Yeah, we got to make, maybe we have to take our little minis and do a chocolate twist with them too. We could do both. We could do a traditional pecan pie and a chocolate. Lemon meringue, Sharon. I'm a huge lemon meringue fan too. Yeah, I'm going to say they would say you're like sassy or something because it's tart. I matched. Did you match your pie?
Yeah. Or did you just say that? I didn't.
Yes, peach is my favorite. Peach is by far my favorite, especially summer. Like summer, fresh peaches, sold. But I again, going back to like stories related to pies, I would love to have been a fly on the wall in terms of how they conducted this survey. I can't imagine that it's highly scientific. Like, did the research people at Pew call up, a select group of American pie eaters and say, how would you describe your personality? And then, which pie do you like? Shauna, my favorite is peach or blackberry. Strawberry rhubarb. Oh, yes. Strawberry rhubarb. Marionberry, I talked at the beginning. That's another one that we're going to make here. Marionberries, I think, are unique to Oregon. They're like a combination between a blackberry and a boysenberry, maybe. Oh, and they're so delicious. So yes, Esther. Oh, okay, Esther. Now I'm really inviting myself to come visit. I don't know if you live in New Mexico anymore. I know you said he's from there, but we'll go have his.
I think Esther's in.
Oh, that's right. You're in Oregon. Yes. You're on your way back from Brownsville.
From Brownsville, yeah.
But you have family in New Mexico, so I could still invite myself over for pie, right?
To Pie Town.
Yeah, to Pie Town. Stephanie has an idea for a story that the coal miners in England had pasties that you can consider as a pie. Ooh, I'm going to have to read this whole one.
I don't know, if I put
a pasty as a good murder weapon. I know you can't.
I'll put it on the
fit,
screen,
right?
but it'll like boom. Yeah.
Boom.
It's like,
I love your picture. Your fairy picture. Okay, good. Well, interesting. It seems like more people match than not. Does anyone know when the first pie recipe was published? This is also another interesting one to me. So this is not the first pie ever made. We've already learned that was in Egypt in 6000 BC. But who published the first pie recipe? And when? When was that done? Chris, it would be easier to list the pies you don't like, right? Yeah, totally. You're an equal opportunity lover of pie. There aren't many pies that I'm not, caramel is like not always my jam, I would say. So maybe that's why pecan, but like pecan chocolate, I love pecans, but I don't constantly go to a caramel as my choice. Okay, I'm coming next summer. Cleopatra, Betsy Ross. I'm glad you're enjoying these fun facts. I love doing random fun facts that I try to weave in to the Bake Shop Mysteries, especially when it comes to more like Elizabethan baking, I think, or modern baking for Tort too. But I always think it's fun to have something in your back pocket for a holiday where you can just sound oh so sophisticated and be like, have you tried the Lord Dudley pie that, has 2 rock lobsters and blah, blah, blah. Oh, I hit it too fast. Sorry.
Sorry.
No, that was my bad. The Romans published the first pie recipe. And tell me this doesn't sound delicious. It was rye crusted with goat cheese and honey. And I am a huge lover of goat cheese, especially a honey goat cheese, actually. Yeah, so that sounds divine to me. And Epicurious recently found the first recipe for this actual pie, and you can try to bake it. They've recreated it with modern measurements and ingredients and everything. So I got to make a note. I'll have to share that too. I got to share a lot more on our fancy Sydney pie and also on our Roman recipe. Hi, Peachy, how are you? I'm so glad to see you here. It is chilly in Ashland tonight. It's supposed to be 27 tomorrow, I heard. Brr. Peachy, you have my favorite name for my favorite pie, too.
Yeah, it's a good clarification here.
Right. I believe the grain, although, a little splash for yourself as you're baking. You can't go wrong with that. Goat cheese and honey, Nicole, isn't it the best? Yes, that's my dream. Some fresh figs maybe nearby, some grapes, some of those tart apples, and it's a lot of deliciousness. Cherry, you wouldn't call 27. Chili, you would call it unlivable. Oh no, that's the Texas, right? We have fireplaces here in Oregon though, and actually it can get a lot colder than that, and it gets even colder.
27 is actually going to be pretty warm here in about a month. So.
Well, and like the wind chill, we had the bear visitors again last night.
Oh my gosh, that was a big bear. Yeah.
Okay, this is for all of you true bakers. What are the 4 types of pies? There are 4 official types of pies. Who knows what they are?
Not yet.
Snow in the forecast. No, not yet, Mary, but maybe soon. We had snow. All of the hills are dusted. Like Grizzly Peak was dusted with snow this morning and everything. Mount Ashland is starting to get snow, so it's exciting to see. We need snow, and we've had quite a bit of rain, which is so great for the fires. Very happy. Michelle, you're making sweet potato, goat cheese, and arugula salad for Thanksgiving. 27 is a state of emergency, Karen. I know how you know. That's terrible. That was so scary last year. I'm hoping that like sending good thoughts your way, that the grid stays intact. Meat, fruit, and cheese, Renee. Very close. Cream. What did I say?
Cheese.
Oh, cheese. Yeah. I've got cheddar on my mind now. Yeah. Meanwhile, in Australia, right, it's probably like 97 with their fancy pie. Susan for the win. Yes. Cream, fruit, custard, and savory. Well, oh, you did it. Well done. Yes. I'm curious too, like what the differentiation is between a cream and a custard. I suppose a custard would be more like Beth's sugar cream pie or Cherry's buttermilk pie. And I'm thinking a cream is more like a chocolate cream or some sort of like sour lemon cream with more like a whipped cream topping. Ooh, a tomato pie. Yes, pot pie. Oh, the tech guy makes an amazing pot pie with a puff pastry crust. Lillian, it's cold your way too. 20 degrees. Brr. Sharon, of course Sharon would know. I should have asked you first. Eggs is the difference. Okay, yeah, that makes sense. So that's going to be the difference with the custard. Yeah, great. Thank you, Baker Sharon.
Sue's right.
Yes, chocolate should definitely have its own category. Totally. What pie has the most sugar? This one shocked me, and you said it surprised you too, right?
I mean, I think I know why, but it's still shocking.
Yeah, it's not what I would have thought of at all. Ooh, you have a fabulous cream pie with 0 calories, a fruit cream pie with 0 calories. We definitely need a recipe share for that. Pumpkin counts as a custard pie, Joseph. Okay, yeah, that totally makes sense. Definitely. Okay, I'm seeing pecan coming through. Some lemons.
I would have guessed something like that.
Pecan, yeah, with all like because you caramelize the sugar and everything.
Haven't seen it yet though.
Grapefruit. Oh, I don't think I've ever had a grapefruit pie.
What? Is that a real thing? I want to try it.
Grapefruit is your all-time favorite. Is it a grapefruit custard or is it more like a gelatin based? Ooh, I'm super, super curious. Oh, or would it be like slices of grapefruit, almost like a tart, where you'd have the slices and then some sort of custardy sauce over? Tell us more. Key lime. Su Yin, that was my guess. I like key lime sometimes if it's done right, if that balance is there. It hurts my mouth to even think about it. Sometimes I feel like key lime can be cloyingly sweet, where if you go too hard on the sweetened condensed milk, it's not always my favorite. Yes, a southern recipe with slices. Oh.
So that's the grapefruit.
Yeah, we'll have to try that. That's fun. Thanks for that tip, Annette. Coconut cream. I don't think anyone has guessed it. Blackberry.
I haven't seen it.
All right, get ready. It's my favorite, peach. Can you believe that? I don't exactly know why. I mean, I think of peaches as being juicy, and they are sweet. But like, my peach pie doesn't have a ton of added sugar. So I don't know if...
I think the peaches themselves have the
most sugar out of the fruit that's included.
That's got to be it.
Yeah.
Because if you think about all the sweet pies out there...
I know.
Yeah.
I know. Who knew? Peach. Peach. I might have to rethink my favorite pie. This might have me reconsidering my life choices. I know. I'm glad I'm glad you were all stumped too, because I had to read that stat 2 or 3 times to see if I had gotten it correctly, because I would not have guessed that. Yeah, Lillian, maybe they do produce more sugar when they're baking it. I don't know. Marty, it's going to be 49 in Tampa. So is that cold for Tampa? Are you like, ooh, I need a
break out the sweater?
Yeah, I need a sweater on. Carrots also have a freakish amount of natural sugar. I didn't know that either. Although that makes sense why they can go really easily into a sweet recipe, probably like carrot cake. Good stuff. Okay, these last couple are so funny. What percentage of Americans admit to trying to pass off a store-bought pie as homemade? And also raise your hand if you've ever done it yourself. Have you ever taken that nice pie and just put it into a homemade tin and said like, oh, I labored all day in the kitchen rolling this one out? How many Americans do you think admit to passing off a pie as homemade? I also feel like this is a potential Richard Lord storyline as well, that he would for sure be buying, not even Costco, but like, I don't know, whatever the like cheap discount store is, pie, and pretending that it's been handmade at the Mary Windsor. 75, peachy, 96. 96%. Wow, we have no faith in Americans, do we? 80%, 45. Well, that's why I put the emphasis on admit, because I feel like this number should be much, much higher. 7%.
7% admit.
7%
75% probably do it.
Exactly. Gas station pie. Yes, that's it. That's exactly what I was looking for, Nicole. Thank you. That is Richard Lord's specialty pie. I love it. Okay, yeah, come on. I'm sure that it's more than 7%. Okay, and here's another gem. 1 in 5 Americans say that they've done this when it comes to pie.
Clean answers only.
Yeah. Don't go American Pie on this one. Clean answers only. This is a G-rated.
This is a cozy. This is a cozy live broadcast.
Yeah. Americans are liars. Yes, they are. Oh, I just spilled on myself. See, this is why I need a new water bottle. Eat all the filling out. Eat half the pie in one setting. What else do we have? We did buy that huge Costco pumpkin, and full disclosure, on its origin, nice. Eaten the entire thing. Yes. That's it. Can you believe it? 1 in 5 of us admits to having eaten the entire pie. Lynn, you got it in one sitting. I know. Woo! I mean, I guess if you skip the turkey, like just pass on everything else, go for it. But Karen, I like your answers of eating all the filling, because I can just imagine, like a fingerprint through that delicious like coconut.
Lick the plate was good.
Right, lick the plate is good. Jennifer, are we trusting people to tell the truth about when they lie about making pies? Right, totally. Cover it with whipped creams, whipped cream to cover your mistakes. I love that. Like every sin can be covered with a nice thing of whipped cream, right?
Lenny's baker. So
you know the truth. Okay, and then I have just a couple bonus bake shop mystery questions, just for kicks, because why not? So I'll know that you are a Jules fan if you happen to know this one. What is Jules' secret ingredient to the perfect pie crust?
I don't think I was supposed to put an S on the end of that.
Actually that's usually what we do. Burn the crust when baking it. Yes, that's good. Eat the topping only. Have the pie for dinner.
You've got a bunch of...
Oh, Jennifer, straight out of the gate with vodka. Yes, gin, vodka. Vinegar. Vinegar's another one, too. It's vodka. I don't think she's drinking the martini as she makes it, but vodka is a great secret ingredient for getting flaky layers in your crust. And I learned that from a professional baker early on when I was working on this series. Pie crust is not always my forte, but ever since I've done that little hit of vodka, gin, of course, Sharon, gin is perfect.
That's another one, isn't it?
Cold butter's another one. Yes, that's true. And you can grate the butter. You can freeze the butter and then grate it so you get those nice, like, flaky layers too. You all are too good. You're too good. Michelle, I can't remember, but Carlos would say, love it. Yes, you must love the pie. You must infuse your love into the pie. That's my terrible accent. Sorry. Which bake shop mysteries have pie-themed titles? Pie-themed titles. Who knows those? Vinegar is always interesting to me. My grandmother used to use vinegar, and then she would use Crisco, not butter. She would definitely use Crisco. Grey Goose has a pear vodka. Ooh, yeah. I'm so intrigued by the cheddar crust, too. We need more nights of baking trivia, I think, because this is going to spark some new experimentation for me in the kitchen. I'm so excited. Thanks for sharing all of your pie knowledge with me. I love it.
And I'm getting some good information from our Canadian viewers too, so this is great.
Such as poutine.
Well, like that right there. Yeah. The Grey Goose pear vodka. I'm going to go try that.
Yeah, exactly. Live and let pie. Yes, good. We've got some guesses there. So funny. Live and let pie. Yep, there's one more. There's another one.
There it is.
And another one bites the crust. Good job, Mary. You got it. Another one bites the crust. Another one bites the crust and Live and Let Pie both had pie-themed titles, but I still have like 3 pie titles on my list for a future book. So now that we've had this pie extravaganza tonight, I think another pie is going to have to work its way in, and it'll probably be long enough down the road that Live and Let Pie was what, like book 9, I think. So we could come back with a pie title and some more pies soon. Okay, and then last but not least, this is very tricky. How many bake shop mysteries out of the 13 that are published so far, not including Bake, Borrow, and Steal that's not out yet, how many have pies on the cover? That's a good one, huh? Stephanie, my great uncle could eat an entire pie in one sitting. He had an extremely high metabolism. He could just like polish off a pie no problem and not be sick. That's amazing. I don't know if that's a good thing, right? But mincemeat and murder, Becky. Yeah. Sue, and Jennifer. Yes, it's technically 4. Well, we could give points for either one, right?
Well, we debated this.
We did debate this.
Yes.
The tech guy thinks it's 2, if we're speaking technically. Yeah.
Yeah.
And what's your reason behind this?
Because the Meet Your Baker and a Cup of Holiday Fear, the things in the display case look more like tarts.
They look like
I don't know, is a tart a pie?
A tart
it kind of
can count as a pie.
Okay.
A tart is like a pie without the upper crust, right? So I think of a tart in the category of pie. But if we're speaking technically with the tech guy, yes, the 2 that have true pies on the cover are the same 2 titles.
Jamie, yeah, that's true.
Exactly.
It was. When I was putting this slide together, I was like, that's not right. 4, no. So I looked through them all, and I was like, no, I have to debate 2 of these. So.
He did.
Yeah, see, Karen says tarts are made in tart pans, not pie pans. So
that's true.
They have specific pans
all right,
for
Karen,
them.
Fair enough. You do often have like a fluted edge with a tart.
But Lynn, oh no.
Lynn, yes. I'm sending you pie.
Oh, this is we've started. This is going to be a big debate now.
Oh, so good. All right, well, that concludes our pie trivia. I hope you learned some fun facts about pie tonight that you can whip out at your holiday parties. Let's see. Save the date now for December 28th, same time, same place. We have so much fun in store for the Bake, Borrow, and Steal launch party. There's going to be a phenomenal giveaway. There'll be lots and lots of giveaways, and then there's going to be a big grand prize, and we've got some surprises in store, so you do not want to miss that one. And I believe
it's going to be crazy.
I believe to win the big giveaway, which we'll be talking about next week, you physically have to be at the live. Correct?
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay,
absolutely.
Okay, yeah. So
that's you got to put in the effort to watch and have fun to walk away with the big prize. Yeah.
Oh my gosh! And I have to say, a few of you have been sending stars. I didn't even know about stars on lives. On the system that we work in, I can't see them. I only see them after the fact. But thank you so much. Like, that's so sweet. I didn't know they were a thing. I think it's like a penny per star. But that's like, I greatly appreciate that. And that's going to all be saved for my coffee fund. Or maybe we're going to start a fund to try to collectively buy the Lord Dudley pie. And then we'll have a party here in Ashland where we all try to cut into it. So I've been meaning to say that.
I'm working on something to get that so that people can get recognized when they do that.
Yes.
And in the moment, because that is super nice when people do that. That's nice. Really cool.
So helpful. And then next week, we are doing our holiday giving event and a Tort holiday Sunday supper preview. And we'll talk a little bit more about the launch party and everything we have in store. So, yay. On that note, I hope everyone has a wonderful holiday, however you celebrate. If you don't celebrate, I hope you just have a cozy day of great reading and maybe a slice of pie or a yummy carrot cake or creme brulee or whatever your poison is when it comes to sweet desserts. It's always such a delight to get to spend time and to have our group together for a pre-holiday holiday. So thank you for that. And I will see you next week. Happy Thanksgiving.
Happy Thanksgiving.